A lot of you brothers in the manosphere are angry at black women because you can't get the ones you want. A lot of you brothers in the manosphere, no disrespect, and I know it's not everybody, a lot of you brothers in the manosphere are angry at black women because you can't get them. That's not a political problem. You are not about a solutions-oriented approach to black male-female relationship conflict. You are simply mad at black women because you can't land no cookies. Let's just keep it a buck. That is not a black family crisis because you can't get the woman you like. That doesn't automatically mean the woman is a feminist because you can't get the woman you want. Stop making your personal internal conflicts a political crisis for the whole community. And because you want the royal cookie and cannot get it, you want to beat up on my sisters. Step your damn game up.
We know the truth, what you really want to do. All this live stream talking, not telling truth. Quote and stack like those numbers make it a fact. Those women would have never picked you even where you're at. Winter's here and it's here for you indefinitely. You turn your back on your own damn community. We see your comments in the chat and it's hate speech. You mad at women cause they didn't choose you in their sheets. Name your doctor writing scripts cause the dosage off. Flipping the script, women winning talking about they lost. Been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. Those red pills never did nothing for you. I hear Red Bull is on sale, won't you pick up too? Speaking of which, your godfather is dead and gone. No more new quotes for you to carry on. Flip the channel, keep on searching, and don't be sad. Never cry about something that you never had. It's been years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. Greetings everyone, TGIF. What's going on? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are enjoying the start of a 3-day weekend. And I think that's for everyone because the holiday fell on a Monday. So pretty much everyone has a 3-day holiday. Yeah. Well, Hope you're enjoying it regardless. If you let me see. Yeah, if you're going to a grocery store or something like that, you may work. And if you do have some time off, maybe you can take the time off. That would be nice too. Yeah, yeah. But there's a lot going on in the shy. It's cooling down a bit, so that's nice. And there's a lot of reports of robberies and different things, and it's a big concern. And it's not, and I do understand it's not just Chicago because I'm getting reports all over, but it makes you sad though, because my local news is saying, well, we had carjacking here, we had an officer down there, this happened here, this happened there. So, you kind of hate when you hear those things. What's going on, good people? Welcome on in, Don Teasy. Take it easy. Jackie, come on in. Welcome. Jack Spade. Hope you get a chance to sing tonight. Oh my goodness. You are a mess as always, Jack. I tell you. But it's still good to see you anyway. Yeah, but as I mentioned before, I was looking for those six-figure folks in YouTube streets. I can't find them. There has been no donation since last Friday, so it's still there at $1,825. Still there. I don't know. We're looking like a couple more years. I don't know. And I have not been able to find the post that BGS posted that said was officially Manosphere. So that way I can contact at least 26 more channels and ask for them to find one of their donators, on those six-figure Negroes. Yeah, one of them. So I'll try one more time. That's all I can do. Make my announcement.
Attention, attention, please. Please support Charles Faulkner Jr. GoFundMe. Six Figure Niggas. Please report to Charles Faulkner Jr. GoFundMe. That is all.
All right. Well, I put the call out, so that's the best I can do. I really tried. That's the best I can do. So, without further ado, let's bring up the lovely and the wonderful and the classic Ruby, everybody. Classic Ruby.
What's up? Happy Canada Day, Char. I know y'all don't celebrate it, but it's fine. Happy Canada Day. It's Canadian Independence Day, y'all. That's right. That's right.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know nothing about it, but happy Canadian Day to you.
Why, thank you. Yeah, no, so we all have it almost like never falls like this, but we all have a long weekend because Canada has a long weekend because
Mhm.
our Independence Day is today, Friday. Right, and then your Independence Day is on Monday. So, interestingly enough, because ours is July 1st, y'all's is July 4th. So, I apologize, y'all. You're probably going to hear, we heard a lot of fireworks over the last couple hours. It seems like they're tapering down now. So, hopefully, it won't be too much of a loud explosion time out there. But yeah,
That's
Canada
fine.
independence. Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I think we'll be starting over here as well. So you may hear the same thing, and that's all right with me.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, listen, it's Independence Day. You can't help it. People get some alcohol, especially in Canada. Every one of our holidays revolves around alcohol. And then, you give them firepower. That's it. It's going to be an all night affair. That's it.
Okay, watch out.
I'm saying y'all better. And for those of you who are idiots, I don't care if you saw someone cool do it on YouTube or whatever. Please don't hold fireworks in your hands and set them off. Please don't. That is all.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
shame, shame, shame. People are daring. They recording stuff and trying all kind of different things, but most
Hmm.
people fail. So just don't do it.
Exactly. It's epic fail for most people. Lose fingers, hands, eyes, something. And so, but you saw it once and it looks so easy and so cool, and you're like, just have to try it. Don't, please. Just please. It's not worth it. Right? I want you to have all your fingers and eyes. So,
Okay, you need
mhm,
all those things.
right. Last I checked, right? I mean, you could get by without them, but do you want to have to? That's the question. So,
Yeah, the more the better. So just keep all those, faculties.
exactly.
Just keep them all. Just keep them all.
Yeah, right. I agree. That's hashtag keep all your appendages day. Okay, so
Okay.
mhm.
All right. Well, you see the title tonight, and well, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say about it except for let's talk about it.
Okay.
That's the best I can say. That's the best. I have no words. No other
Hey.
words. Let me remove these cheeks being clapped here. Let me see, where is that screen? Excuse me, cheeks. You have to wait for a moment. Thank you.
Mm-mm. And I know
It's,
I'm gonna drop at least one, maybe even two story times tonight, based on the title. Based on the title, cause
oh.
yeah, cause I know some. That's right, some very very close to classic Ruby.
Mm,
So, so we were probably gonna get a story time or three. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But you have to wait.
okay.
Mm-hmm,
All
mm-hmm.
right. All right. Well, I have lots of questions. I don't know if I'll be able to get any answers, but I'm going to throw them out there, and hey, people answer them. Great.
All right.
All right. Let's get it started.
Someone said, I bet you Killer G's DM be popping. I don't check my DMs. Who are
Hold
you,
on.
Brady? What you doing?
I did.
Hello?
Hello.
Could we see your face and have this conversation, please?
Yes, ma'am. Can you give me 1 second?
You ain't had no clothes on?
I didn't. I didn't have. I didn't have a shirt on. Sorry.
I mean, you can do it without a shirt. You just gotta have on pants.
I had
I've
my
had
boxes
men do
on.
the show without. I've had men on the show without
What's up? What's
shirts.
up?
Okay. Oh, you put your glasses on, Transformer, more than meets the eye. What's your name, baby?
My name's Philip. How are you?
I'm good, Philip. How many kids do you have? Let's start there, because we already hear a baby girl in the background.
I have three,
3 kids. How old are your kids?
7, 6, and 7 months.
7 months. All by the same woman?
No, the girls are by a different woman, and then the no. It's
No,
like an
what? How
echo.
many
Can you hear
women?
me?
How many women?
Two.
2. Why you not with the woman that had your baby 7 months ago?
Uh, a lot, man. We just ended things actually. A couple.
When
We
did
just
y'all
ended
end
things a
it?
couple of days ago.
Couple of days ago, y'all might get back together.
No, we can't do it. We can't do it.
Whose fault was it?
It's just different views on relationships and how relationships should go.
All right, Philip, where you going?
Okay. I just want that's one question right there. I find that on a lot of the shows, it's never a specific person fault. It was just was a mutual. It just didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear in the YouTube streets, it's always the woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting, and I just wanted to point that out. And
Yeah,
So,
no. It's something I pointed out lots of times too, because the reality is that's exactly why most relationships end. It's kind of both sided. People fall out of love. They hit a place in the relationship where people have either changed or finally these big questions are coming up, and you realize, ooh, we're on really, really opposite sides here, and we can't find common ground, or finally the rose goggles have worn off, and you really see each other and all the quirks for what they really are, and you realize, ooh, I don't find that attractive. Or it's very rarely these situations where it's like some crazy animosity on one side, that one person they cheated on 11 times, or they try to kill you, or just like crazy stuff. Like, they make it seem like all relationships are ending in this craziness, when I think the majority don't end like that. The majority are just like, yeah, you're not for me, yeah, ditto, all right. Maybe it's more one person initiates it, but really both of y'all aren't really happy. You know what I mean? I think, like, that's what it really normally is. Even with the marriages ending, both people have grown apart. Both people are kind of done with this. One person might bring it up first, but most of the time, both people are kind of like, yes, finally, right? Like, they're happy to get out.
wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Welcome, Vonda. How are you today?
Oh, hey, girl.
Hey, Shar. Hey, Ruby. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Well, I agree with you, Shar. I thought it was kind of funny how he said it just didn't work out. I mean, to be honest, I mean, having a child is a very important event in your life. And I mean, he had three whole human beings, with two
Hmm.
different women, and it just didn't work out, you know. But to also in his defense, I would just like to say maybe he doesn't want to like put it out there, you know because I'm sure if you asked her, well, what happened, or asked either of the women what happened, it would probably be a different story. They say that there's three sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth.
Right. Okay. Well, let's listen to a little bit more.
All
And I'll
righty.
have another question. You kind of tapped in it, but I'll let them talk some more before I interrupt.
Okay.
Where calling us from?
From Virginia,
Virginia, what part?
Roanoke,
Roanoke. Okay, I don't know what that is. But Virginia, how old are you?
31.
31. What do you do for a living?
Damn.
I work for Wells Fargo. I'm a fraud and
Well,
claim specialist.
okay, works for Wells Fargo. When's your birthday or zodiac sign?
October 26th. I am a Scorpio.
A Scorpio. This is Philip in Virginia, 3 kids. Had a baby 7 months ago. I must say that. He broke up with his girlfriend with the baby mom, he said, a couple days ago. He's 31, a Scorpio. Wells Fargo is where he works. What kind
Yeah.
of woman are you looking for?
God fearing. Um, someone that has my back no matter what. My safe place. Someone I can go to church with. Someone I can work out with. Uh, someone I can just be in the house. We can watch Netflix, chill. Someone I can bring around my family, and they're going to be comfortable, not be awkward. Talk. And I'm very family oriented. Just want to have a good time, man. And that respects me as head of the household. That's one of the problems in my previous relationship. Just the order of things, of how things I think things should go. There's different views on that. So I believe the man is
Give
head of
me
the
an example
household.
of what happened, which I disagreed on.
Just everything was an argument, man. Like it's
Having that baby wasn't an
something as
argument.
simple as going. So the kids I have with my previous girl, going to lunch with her at school. My youngest boy, the 7 month girl, wasn't feeling well. So I said, hey, I made a promise to my girls. I never break a promise to my girls. I'm going to eat lunch with them. He wasn't feeling well, and she kept asking me, am I going to take him? Am I going to take them? Of course I'm going to take them. I made a promise to my girls. That was a whole argument for 2 days that I took him to freaking lunch. I took lunch to my girls with my baby boy. I'm like, man, come on, man. Everything is an argument. Everything.
Okay. So you
So
want okay, you don't want to argue. Fair enough.
yeah.
So do you have any more requirements before we go to your deal breakers?
Um, I need to see what you look like without that makeup on. Everybody keep that makeup on. But yeah. So if you don't look like anywhere close to you do with that makeup on, no, we ain't doing that.
He got to see you without the makeup, ladies. The
That's
gym
right.
is the perfect place.
Right.
Yes. All
Gotta
right.
be.
You know, I'm going to point that out. He is right. Makeup will make you look totally different. So um, that's funny but true. Funny but true. I wanted to point something out just for ladies that don't know. He stated that he wanted someone that he can work out with, go to church with, uh, watch Netflix with. Um, what he's actually saying is he doesn't have any friends. And I just want to point that out in case you don't know.
Oh.
He doesn't have any friends. And when a man doesn't have any friends, it's really not good. I'll just put it out like that. It's not a good thing. I have yet to see where it really works out well. Um, and I'm gonna leave it right there. You just think about some people that you may know and like, oh yeah, and yeah. So I do want to point that out. And this is a young guy. I heard you sigh, Bond. You're like, what?
Well, because I
Mm-hmm.
just assumed, just at first glance that he was a bit more mature than 31. You know, he's
Mm-hmm.
a, he's a little on the tough side, but maybe that's just, I mean, maybe that's just his look. But yeah, I didn't think about him not having any friends. And you know what? That is a problem. That is a problem.
Yeah, he didn't say it, but I just know enough to know he doesn't. And I'll give you a quick story. No, Ruby says she has story time. I have a little short story.
Hmm.
Um, there was this guy in the gym that I used to. Well, I, mm, I guess he attached himself to me. I guess, and I had my routine. I would go to on the track first to warm up, and then I'll choose whatever I'm going to do that day, whether it was a machine, um, elliptical machine, treadmill, or the weights, whatever I chose for that day. And so once he joined in with me and started walking, he had the same routine with the walk to warm up, and then he would choose his machines or whatever. So just talking to him, I realized he didn't have any friends. And he didn't know he did it, but he told off on himself that he will hit a woman because he was telling me about a relationship that he had, and the woman said something about his mother, and he hit her, and she put him in jail. And he's like, "Can you believe that?"
Ooh.
And I just went with it. I'm like, "What? What the what? Wow!" But I kept that in the back. In my mind, I'm like, "This guy doesn't have any friends. He will hit you."
If you talk about his mama,
Mhm.
And then the other thing, and this is just a pet peeve for me, he started, when he got comfortable enough, he started telling me what I should do when it came down to the gym. And
oh,
and I didn't like that. I had my routine. It was working for me. He didn't
Mhm.
see me outside my gym clothes until about maybe 3 months later, and he had nothing to say after that. But I didn't like that. Look at Don Teasy. I should have known. I was looking away.
Mhm.
I
But
was waiting
anyway,
for it. I was waiting
Mhm.
for it, Don Teasy.
but that was my quick story.
Well, I wanted to ask you because I'm like, I mean, I didn't catch the flex, right? So I'm like, what did he say that indicated that he don't have no friends?
Because the
Cause
common things that he wants to do it with a woman.
okay,
And
no,
go ahead.
because right now I'm not saying he does have friends. Just not. I'm just asking just because like I find, and I've always been the kind of person who finds relationships like this intentionally, because I am very much a coupley kind of person. I like to do stuff with my couple, with my significant other. And so I like to find a significant other who has a similar lifestyle, interests, whatever. Even when I make changes in life, I like to, I hope we're enough on the same page that we're willing to kind of make those changes together. So it's like, oh, going to the gym together, we like to hang out. You're more of a homebody instead of going to the club. You want to just hang out, Netflix and chill, whatever. I'm like, I don't know, that sounds good to me. So then you're like, no, he ain't got no friends. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
what did he
maybe,
say?
yeah, maybe we play some more. Maybe you'll catch it, maybe not.
Okay,
But yeah, all right.
true,
So
true.
let's play some more.
Okay.
Athletic, sports. That's right.
Keep going.
And be able to watch sports, connect, former athlete, just going to events, like to go live events, poetry, just doing stuff, man. Just having fun, enjoying life. I'm a happy person. I want to be around happy people with good vibes. That's all I'm about.
Okay. Is your only deal breaker the makeup?
Deal breaker, just someone that doesn't have a relationship with God, and no, not having a relationship with God. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Can she have kids already?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. A baby 7 months ago, I think it goes both ways. That's a risk, and y'all just broke up. So I can see a
Right.
woman being cautious and dating you because you just had a baby with a woman 7 months ago.
Right. I'm not trying to rush into anything. I didn't think you were going to pick up.
We always say that.
Well,
Everybody
you pushed the
says that.
request, so you had a desire to
Right.
come on. That's why you're here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what's the age range you want to date, Philip?
I say 28 to 35.
28 to 35. Does she got to be in Virginia?
No.
Okay. You said she can't have kids. Do you have an appearance requirement?
Oh no, just pretty smile, pretty face. I don't. You can be big, BBW, small, long as you love me, I love you. We good.
Okay. Does she got to make a certain amount of money?
No, not at all.
You don't care about that?
No.
Okay. This is Philip in Virginia. He works for Wells Fargo. He's a Scorpio, 31. He has 3 kids. Jose, 28 to 35. So your last relationship was your child's mother, correct?
Correct. The youngest
Okay.
boy, yeah, my baby boy.
Your baby boy. So you don't got to answer this question, but I'm going to ask. When was the last time you was intimate with a woman?
That's the part. When I stopped giving her, that's when all the problems started. That's where everything was a problem. I stopped having sex with her before I could be closer to God and trying to go on the right path to not having sex before marriage. It was backwards. Yeah, we already had a baby, but I was trying to rededicate myself
Try 3 babies
and get back on the right path. So once I stopped giving her, the good loving, that's when all the problems started. Everything was an argument.
So when did you stop?
3 months ago.
3 months ago?
Yeah.
So is this a path that you're not having sex again until you're getting married?
I'm gonna try. I'm trying to not have sex before marriage because I want to connect on a spiritual level, emotional level. If we connect on that, I know sex is gonna be good. God's not gonna give you somebody that the sex isn't good, or if we connect on those levels first and do it the right way.
Were you planning on marrying her, being that she just had a baby by you? So your baby's 4 months old at this time, right?
Yeah,
Was she in the running to be your wife?
She was. It was going back and forth. But
so let me say
as
this,
of now, I made the final decision that it's not going to be that.
Listen,
Say it again.
Let me say this. So I ain't gonna argue with nobody has no religious beliefs. Yes, the right way, if you are a Christian, the right way is to wait until marriage till you have sex. But I'm gonna defend your child's mother because y'all have a baby, y'all probably was getting it in, and then she had a baby, your baby's 4 months old, and now you come with, I'm happy you found God. So it is what it is. But if that was a challenge for her, I'm gonna understand why that would be a challenge for her. Because if you're with this person, y'all have a baby, now you coming and telling me that, well, I don't think I'm gonna have sex again until I get married. I'm like, okay, so we getting married tomorrow? Because I just had your back ago. So we getting married, right? So
Any comments?
So, story time number 1 with Ruby.
All right.
I told you I knew because I'm like, I know people. In this case, Mama Rube says she was gonna listen today, so she is. Sorry, Mama Rube, this one's about you. So when I was like 12, 13, my mom was engaged, right? So remember, I existed, obviously. And my mom was engaged to her fiance. They purchased the house together. They moved in together. We had been fitted for our dresses for the wedding, even. And I remember it was going to be this whole African theme, right? So I was going to be like in this cute little African dress. My mom's thing was African. The whole thing was African. It was really cool. And then it was around that same period of time sort of that I was seeking God. My parents were not religious. They didn't raise me in the church. And I used to wake up like every Sunday for years and ask my parents if we could go to church. And most of the time they said no. But I guess, they did. But around the time I was like 11 or 12, my mom said, okay, she's been asking for like 12 years. So maybe we should do something about it. So she started trying to, bring me to different churches till I kind of found the right one. And we found this real black church. And so for us, black church is Jamaican church, apostolic religion and whatnot. And so the first time we went there, we were all convinced we were never going back because these people were crazy. They were what we know is now, in the spirit, right? They're jumping all over the place, falling over chairs and stuff. And we were like, what? You should have seen, I know, we were looking at each other. It was almost like we were like at a WWE match or something, like looking at each other in shock and amazement and delight and horror all at once. Like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Where are we, right? So I was sure we were never going back. But then I met a whole bunch of teenagers my age, and it became my favorite church. So we kept going back. And eventually one day my mom picks me up and she says, I got baptized. Okay. And I was and then she said something about her falling into the spirit. And I just could not imagine my prim, proper mommy, in the spirit, but whatever. But her and her fiance, they both started, started following God. Cool. The wedding was less than 6 months away. I would like to point out it was that year, okay? And my mom started feeling, I guess, lustful thoughts and whatnot, and she started feeling away. So she asked her fiance to sleep in the extra room, right, to abstain from all evil, so that way they could wait till marriage. Now, yes, obviously they hadn't waited till marriage up until that point, but now they're baptized. So now they're fresh and, clean again with the Lord. And so, it's like, he was like, well, why can't we just not do it in the bed? But, he was also, trying to get some because, he's a guy. So mom wasn't comfortable with that. She's like, no, just sleep in the other room. We're 6 months away, right? How hard could 6 months be?
Really? Well, that's what I say. 6 months is not a long time.
It's not that long. But apparently everything, that man fell apart. Their relationship fell apart. He started getting hostile and angry and bitter. And then I guess at some point he got some type of way. I wasn't there at the time. But I came home and my mom was like, yeah, no, we're done. Like, he moved out, we're done. What? And that's what it was over. It was over sex or being deprived of sex, right? And I always thought that was super, super crazy to me, right? If you really got baptized because you believe in all this stuff in the Bible now, and it says you're supposed to wait until marriage, so you've been intentionally committing a sin all these years, right? And you are already engaged. You already have your down payments on the wedding, and the wedding is around the corner. I don't understand what the problem is with waiting until marriage. I honestly don't. I don't care how much sex you had first. I don't care if you had babies. I don't care. Honestly, I don't get the issue. But it is different because he had a baby with this woman and then he wasn't engaged to her. It's not like they had a wedding coming up or whatever. He decided he's going to save himself from marriage, and also he was going to save himself for the ability to choose what marriage was. But he still wants to have all of the benefits of being married with a mother and a wife, right? He wants to keep living that life, only deprive her of any of the physical intimacy that, you know, kind of rewards you and keeps you bonded and connected while you're nursing and taking care of his baby, and you're cooking and cleaning up after his baby, and you're, you know, ironing his shirts, and, you know, you're doing the whole nine. And then he's just separating himself from you mentally and emotionally when you had his baby, and there's no ring and there's no end in sight, because, you know, that's different. So I'm like, on one side, I think anyone who starts flipping out after 3 months because they haven't had sex, there's something wrong with you. On the other side, I think that, you know, dude, like, why didn't you propose to her then? It seems like it's, you know.
She was, well, he said they were supposed to, she was in a running or whatever terminology he used, but that's just a breakup. When you do that, that's just a breakup. There's no other way that a woman can read that.
Right.
Sorry, it's just not. I want to welcome Jack.
Hey.
Get something in there.
Hey,
Welcome,
Mr.
Jack.
Spade. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Jack, because he doesn't like Mr. Spade. Hello, Mr. Jack. How are you?
All right, so let me start off with this. How's everybody doing this Friday?
Fine.
Great. How are you?
Wonderful.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And my second point, classic Ruby, I ain't sweating that little bit.
Okay.
And my third part, what the hell is John Sally talking about? That boy's all over. That boy all over the damn place.
He does look like John Sally, doesn't he?
Maybe that's why I thought he looked older. Because I mean, it's not like he looks old, but he does look like John Sally. John Sally never looked young, you know.
That's true. I actually recognize who John Sally is. That goes to show you how recognizable that face is, and that you know, because I don't recognize nobody, and I'm like, yeah, that does look like him. You're right. Yeah, that man looks about 45 at all times. You're right, Vonda.
Yeah, Jack. He is all over the place. He is. I have to agree with you on that.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give some benefit of some doubt, but it needs to shape up really quick because, sir, you're a father now. He's 31. So it seems to me like he did everything ass backwards. Got the kids, you know, did this dating, and then realized what he really wanted. Because now he wants a woman that's, you know, God-fearing. You know, that's where he draws the line. You know, she has to be, you know, into the church, you know, and, you know, that makes a difference because I wonder if the women that he has the children with, are they into the church? You know, are all the, you know, did you guys figure out, you know, did he figure out, quote unquote, their combativeness? You know, because according to him, there was some combativeness on the part of the women. You know, they didn't want to agree that he's the head of the household. Now, I'm wondering, you know, what the whole situation was. You know, he is 31. I mean, was he bringing home all the bacon and she was at home not working? Because it's really hard to be head of the household. You know, if I'm getting up going to work too. You know, you're going to head some things, but there's going to be some things I'm going to have the final say on. You know, and maybe that's where it was, you know. You know, so I think a lot of these things that, you know, he's talking about that he wants now, he didn't figure that out with the first two ladies, and he got the kids and everything. So to be honest, you know, if he's trying to hold out from having sex, I think now that he's embarking on a new relationship 3 days later after he breaks up with his girlfriend, you know, let's not forget that detail. But if he's, you know, embarking on a new relationship, yeah, he should start out with the no sex. But I do agree with you, Char, that, okay, or it was Kendra, you know, he was with this woman and she had just had his baby. Then all of a sudden he's like, oh no, I want to suck it up and slow it down. No more sex. Oh, because we getting married. Oh, well, like Kendra said, what we getting married tomorrow? I mean, so we just supposed to just lock it down and stop everything like just now. It seemed like there was no transition and no understanding into going into that. It was like, I made a decision. I don't want to have sex anymore after we just got buck wild the night before, you know?
Right.
I mean, to me, I don't think that's fair in the relationship You know, there should be some sort of midway, especially if you've been dibbling and dabbling and doing it. It's hard to, abstain and go back the other way. Now, if you start out of the gate that way, like he's like starting on a new dating, venture, and he's not having no sex, that's cool. I am on point 127% with that. You know, we're not doing nothing, but if we've been getting it in and then you're like, okay, well, yeah, I know we got it in yesterday, but today, no more. We're not doing it anymore until we get married. Okay, so when's the wedding? Well, I haven't gotten the ring yet and I haven't asked you yet, but it's going to be. That's too much. That I think that's a little bit too much. So
He's
maybe
also a lie though, because he said he didn't say. You know what he said, Vonda? He didn't say he's never having sex again until marriage. He said he's gonna try. That's what he said. He's
you're
gonna
right. He
try.
did say try. He did say it did sound very promising. He said he was gonna try.
And so that, I'm sorry, I know it's a long time, but I got another story time that leads into that. So another thing these men of God do, and I'm not going to reveal names or associations to me, okay? But so some of these men of God, so they'd say they're men of God, right? And they go and they seek out born again virgins, right? Women of God. They want a godly woman, right? And they say they're saving themselves for marriage too. They believe in that. But then they might even propose. They might even propose. But then what happens is they start coming up with all these excuses about how, well, we're going to spend the rest of our lives together anyway, and stuff like that, right? And so these women fall for it, sleep with him. They'll end up pregnant. I swear to God, this really happened. Right? Multiple women with the same guy slept with him, ended up pregnant, and then he doesn't marry them, right? But now he's got these kids. So when he met the third one now, right? And he thought he was going to go about it the same way, only this third one was a real born again. She wasn't playing with you. So engagement happened, whatever. And this man started out about 8 months before the wedding, started with all the chirping about how, well, we're going to get together anyway. Even 6 weeks before the wedding, 3 weeks before the wedding. And it was to the point where the woman had to tell him, if you're going to leave me leave then. But I'm not sleeping with you until my wedding day. I have been celibate for a very long time, right? Born again virgin for a very long time. And I'm not breaking it for you or for anybody. I'm not breaking my covenant with God. So what do you want? And so, but he tried almost the whole engagement because that was his little game. And the thing is, as soon as you give in, then you're not good enough because you're not a woman of God enough, right?
Right.
But well, he worked so hard to make you give in, though.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, some of these dudes are shady and shifty. That's why when he said, I'm gonna try, I'm like, oh, you're one of those. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you, I'm gonna try.
Right.
But he also said this is for him to help bond closer to her. So I'm like, how are you gonna bond any closer than having a child with a woman? Man, if you don't stop,
Mm-hmm.
just stop it. Did
Well,
you have anything else on this, Jack? Because I'm gonna play some more.
Oh, if I had a chance while he was on that show, I would call and ask him, dude, have you had a vasectomy?
Mm.
Nope.
I seriously doubt he did.
Nope.
of course not. It's only 3 kids,
Okay. All right, I'll play some more.
So I think I'm not gonna judge her for being, that's a big difference. Like I done had this guy's baby. I don't know what y'all sexual pattern was. And again, you found the Lord. You found the Lord. But that's why I asked you: are you gonna stick to this until you get married, or you just didn't want to sleep with her no more? And you try to bring the Lord in it to defend your decision.
You make a good point. Both I say true.
That's yeah. You talking about something? I found Jesus. No, girl, I don't want to sleep with you no more. So I'm gonna tell you I found Jesus. Because if you had a strong conviction of I knew I ain't having, because you're not sitting up here strongly saying you're not having sex till marriage. You're not living in that space. So
I hear you. I hear you.
All right, listen. We know we are imperfect, so there's no judgment cast. But I just think that sometimes people say that. I mean, it sounds good, right? I'm not having sex till I get married, but you can't do that to that woman. Like that's crazy. I can see her being like, "What? Where is this coming from, child?"
Right.
But we're gonna move forward. So now, but let's make this clear because we got a whole new batch of women that are
Right.
watching. Do you want them to believe that you're waiting for marriage for sex?
I really am gonna try. That I both you made both points are clear, but I really am trying to do that
You
before
really are
marriage.
trying to. Okay, so
Right.
okay, and tell me just like along the walk, like what happened? Did you go to church and one sermon just spoke to you?
No, I've always my family's from church, so I've always had that in me.
Boy,
I
you
know.
got 3 kids. Was you married to the first children's mom?
No, I was not.
So when? So okay, you got a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 7-month-year-old. You wasn't. You
Mm-hmm.
said your family's from the church. Was you going to the church during those time periods?
Yeah.
So how come? How come at those moments you wasn't thinking about it? What happened? Like something had to happen. I feel like 3 months ago for you to come to this conclusion.
No, just trying to do better. Honestly, that's all.
Cause you already got your kids. Well, I can stop having sex now because I already got 3 kids. So now I can put sex on pause.
Right.
I know I'm giving you a hard time. Let me stop.
It's all
Why do
right.
you think
I
you're
can take
single,
it. I can take
Philip?
it.
Oh wait, real quick. So you didn't answer the question. So was your last time having sex 3 months ago?
Yeah.
So how did she feel about that? Was she gonna do that journey with you, or did she say, "I don't agree with this"?
She did the journey with me. It was very frustrating, just being sexy frustrated, and we trying to cuddle, and then we kissing, and then trying to lead other things. Just it was a whole thing.
Was she going to church with you?
Yeah, sometimes, and that's another thing. She didn't always want to go, just trying
How
to have
long were
someone on the
y'all
same level,
dating before you had this baby?
on and off for 2 years.
So you knew who she was. If you're dealing with her for 2 years.
Huh?
I said, so you knew who she was. In that 2-year period, was she going with you to church?
On and off, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's continue. So why do you think you're single, Philip?
I have my ways as well.
That's it?
I have my ways. I can be a little controlling, and I think that's my biggest issue. When I want to be in control of the relationship,
You want to
and
be
that
in
comes
control
back
of the relationship. Okay.
right.
He wants to be in control of the relationship. All right. Why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Because I'm going to be there for you. Whatever you need, I'm going to provide. I'm going to be there for you emotionally, spiritually. Um, there's don't be no lack. If you have a goal, I'm going to push you to that goal. Um, you're going to love my kids. I've raised them to do right, trying to do better than Daddy did. Uh, just trying to be a better dude. You're going to love
Okay.
my family. We're loving. We're going to be great.
Do you want any more kids?
No, I do not.
Doesn't want any more kids. Okay. And because you said the woman can't have kids, I can't remember. Did she got to be in the Virginia area?
No.
All right. Ooh, child, Philip. Ooh,
I know
child.
it's a
I
lot.
really wish you
It's a
could
lot.
work things out with your seven. I might ask the 7-month-year-old, the 7-month baby. I wish you guys could work things out. Your first 2 kids, that one, y'all can't work things out either.
No, she's remarried. She just had a baby, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's had another baby. Okay, well, congratulations to her.
Yeah.
But let's do it. Let's put Philip out there. If you are a woman interested, give them your Facebook page.
Philip Scott.
I don't know, Philip. What I'm confused with Philip is his living arrangements because he keeps saying head of household. If you truly are the head of household, you wouldn't get a lot of flack. So that's what I'm confused.
That's what I don't get, Char. I mean, I want a man to explain that to me because no man asks, "Can I be head of household?" or "You need to let me." Where do those words form? In your mouth that you're in your home and you have to ask for permission to be head of the household. And I'm not saying you have to go in there woofing and putting your hands on the woman because that's not the way either. But there is a way that a man carries himself. and the way that he handles his business, which dictates that, hey, this is how things are going to be, and you understand. And if you don't understand, you and him will have that conversation. And guess what? You're only going to have that conversation one time. This is not something we're going to be going and talking about every single day. And I'm talking about a specific type of a man. But yeah, I don't understand that. I like to be in control. Well, if you like you be in control, then be in control. Be in control.
I'll say it like this: if a person ain't gonna listen to the other half, the person ain't gonna listen to the other half. And you got some folks, they have it cooked up in their mind. Well, she has 3 children. She ain't going nowhere. He's got 3 kids. He ain't going nowhere. He's got a criminal record. He ain't going nowhere. And it's just those times you got to show him or her. You gotta show them better than you can tell them. I'm out. I'm out the back door. I'm about to kick my own rocks.
Hmm.
Yeah, but something's really missing there. Um, because he said trying not to cuddle and kissing and leads to that. Okay, so why are you in the same household? Because that's what it sounds like. He didn't say I go visit, she come over. He didn't say that. He says, as if we're in the same household. That's how his conversation is.
And they broke up a couple days ago. I mean, it's been 12 minutes since they broke up. So
Right.
it's been no time.
So you're in the same household with your child. You're not cuddling, nothing like that. And you're ready for the next person, and you go online, hey, hit me in the DM. I would think he would be better off finding that church person that he wants, because he wants the person to go to church with him. He says she goes on and off, and that's what he really wants.
Yeah.
So just keep going to that church you're going to and try to get her there. I would assume that would be a better
Sure.
arrangement.
Sure. As much as I hear, some men say that they want a woman in church, they're never trying to date the women in church. They're trying to find a woman that they want looks and stature, and they want to be able to take her to church. Go. Why can't you just find the woman in church? They don't want her. They don't want her. They want to find somebody else and drag her into church. Wild horses couldn't drag that woman into church. And you knew that when you met her.
Right? Well, no, I think another problem is, right? So based on another story time, this one's an American story time. So basically, the bishop of our organization, he had a couple kids. I'm really sorry, all the people who are very, very close to us, who we were in a war with at the last holidays with the fireworks. They're setting off their fireworks now, so they tend to be loud and long. So I apologize. But anyway, so now his daughter, when it came time for her to find a man, she obviously, because she was raised in the church and in a more pious way, like not in the the negotiable, you can go to work in the club 5 days a week and then show up at church and pretend you holy kind of way, right? And so, she was looking for a holy man to lead her household, and that very traditionalist mindset. And so, met this man from another church, and that's who she ended up being engaged with. They were together for a couple of years, planning the wedding, whatever. Seemed like a great dude. After they got married, so they got married, let's say September. By December, they were divorced. And the reason why they were divorced so quickly is because I guess he had said he was, apostolic or Pentecostal, whatever, something similar to our religion, when in truth, he had actually divested away from that into the Israelite community. Yeah. And so his controlling went from like a little bit, like the way you would expect maybe a stern leader that's a little traditional to be, from that to like some in crazy stuff. And he actually got super controlling to the point she wasn't allowed to like speak to male family members. She wasn't allowed to look men in the eye. She wasn't allowed to like wear anything with any kind of shape, like not even like scantily clad. I'm saying like if it wasn't like a giant potato sack, she was trying to be a harlot and a Jezebel. And then he started using corporal punishment to keep her in line and try to curb her behavior, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And so like it went from, you know, a relatively normal traditional type relationship to violent, abusive, and controlling in a matter of like a couple weeks after the wedding. So when I hear guys like this who seem to be pretty iffy on, you know, the rules for themselves, but then make sure to let you know that they're controlling and da 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 da, I always think back to that. And I think of that kind of guy who is trying to use religion as a weapon against women, not so much as something as like a prescriptive text for both of them to, you know, change their behavior and live by. It doesn't really seem like he thinks he should have to change as much as he should be able to use that as a weapon against the woman to make her bend to his will in all ways. That's what it seems like to me.
Okay.
And you might be correct, because I mean Kendra got him to say that, oh, it's not really your religion, it's because you didn't want to sleep with her no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
True.
she got him to admit that. I mean, he laughed. He was like, "Oh yeah, but I am gonna try." Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but if the right booty came by, he would, you know, hit it and split it. You know,
Yep.
quicker than quick.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
um,
Mm-hmm.
He gonna
so
try.
yeah, try like you tried not to get those three children.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Try. Well, at least he knows it's gonna be a challenge. But what's going on in the household? I mean, really, what's going on? I really wish he would confirm that we live together, we split the bills. I pay the bills. It's my place. She lives with me. She lives here, and I moved in with her. I really wish he would give those details, and that would just take out all the curiosity that I have.
Mm. True.
I do have a lot of curiosity, and this is a question I have. And if anyone, well, let me go to the one that I wrote in the chat room earlier. Do you guys, as men, do you all really look forward to watching a sport with your girl? I mean, is that something? Because I've not seen a lot of that. It can happen, but I haven't seen a lot of it. Oh, baby, let's get to the house because um, the game gonna be on. Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta watch the game.
Mm,
You do have people that couples that do enjoy it, but this guy, that's what he desires. He
yeah, it
want the
is.
woman to enjoy the game with him. He want to watch it with her, or her to watch it with him, rather.
Buddy sound like he got trust issues. It sound like he just want the woman around him so he can keep an eye on her.
Oh God. No, you
Really,
know what?
guy?
That could be true. I mean, and he did say he was controlling. You know, he likes to be in control. You know, but my thing is that I think that there should be, you know, a balance, and maybe that's where he's having the problem. You know, no woman wants to be up under her man 24/7. I mean, well, some do. You know, it's not healthy. It's just not
Right.
healthy. There has to be a balance, and yeah, I do feel like once you get into a marriage, you do become like one, and you know your man's like your best friend, but you're not going to sit there and talk to your man about your period. You know, not
Mm,
saying that's all women talk about. You know, there's other women things that, you know, we talk about. But that's just an example. You're not going to
right.
sit there and talk to him about that. He going to, hey, you was handling that before you met him. He going to figure you going to continue to handle it. You guys are not going to sit there and have a discussion about that. You need a girl that you need to talk to, just like he needs a boy. I'm not into sports, so yeah, that'd be something that we won't be doing together. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. You know, that's like me making you sit through, you know, ballet just so we could sit there together. Why would we have to sit there and agonize through something together that we both don't enjoy? We're going to have those things that we enjoy together, But there needs to be a separation. Like, yeah, you should have some time that you're, with your guy friends, because guys talk about things that I don't want to hear about your balls. Maybe you got some stuff going on health wise or whatever, that only guys go through at a certain age or whatever. Unless it's something that, we need to see the doctor about, you're not going to want to talk to me about that, that sort of thing. So there are certain things there needs to be a balance. So he's not, yeah, you're saying him not having friends, there's something missing right there.
Yeah, but see, okay, the reason why I disagree, right? I don't disagree. I mean, obviously there are women, like you said, there are women, they're just not interested in stuff like that. They're not interested in sports in general. They're not interested in sports bars. They're not interested in the whole affair of let's all get together and cheer and jeer and whatever at this thing and eat wings and get drunk around pitchers that are half off. And they're just not into that. And that's cool, but there are women who are into that. There are hot women who are into that. There are hot women who are the woman of his dreams who are into that and are also traditionally minded. Here, so the thing is, right? Some men want that from a woman, right? And that's how women like me get by. Because if men wanted women who were, I'm going to say, the average woman, and that was all they ever wanted, then I would have been SOL, really, right? Because there's just a lot of the things that women tended to like really enjoy and be into. I really want, the girly girl stuff. I was not into that. Even dressing like a girly girl, even just being prissy. Like some men really like the fact that women are a little more prissy, right? Oh, that's dirty. I don't like it. I'm not sitting there. Look at my beautiful dress. And like some men really get into stuff like that, right? They like a little prim, proper thing that they can take care of and, and protect from the world. Right. And then some guys really want a partner who's going to get down in the muck and help them push the car. Right. And so I do think that on one side, right, like you got to kind of look at all the factors of this dude. But I don't think that by itself is like an abnormal thing. I think some guys like having that in a woman. And there are a lot of women who, meet that standard these days, who like sports and like getting all dirty and like monster trucks and like wings and like strip clubs and just guy stuff. And so that is something they can enjoy and bond with together. There's a lot of tomboys these days, so
Buddy Roll got an issue. He sound like a habitual screw up.
Well, I agree with that, right? I'm defending my right. I'm defending my rights as a tomboy. Sorry.
He has all type of bells and whistles going off.
Okay.
That young man needs to be avoided at all costs.
But he's born again. I mean, you're not gonna get a dude a chance. He's born again.
No, he's not.
He's trying. He's trying.
Well, he's trying.
Trying is lying. Trying is lying.
Did he say that though? Did he say born again? Like, did he actually use those words, or did we just give him those words?
I just gave him those words.
Yeah, okay, I thought so, because I'm like, I don't really remember him saying that. And born again Christians are annoying. I know. My mom was one. And for about like 7 years, it was annoying to try to have a conversation with her, because you couldn't have a conversation with her, because no matter what came out of your mouth, her answer was going to be something about God and church, no matter what. Like you could literally be like, oh, I stubbed my toe. Well, the Lord said in Jeremiah, Lamentations, and Ezekiel, and you're like, oh my God, right? You'd be like, oh my God, Mom, I was watching the funniest TV show. Well, God said you're going to be tempted by you're like, oh my, forget it. I just, yeah, like she became the most annoying human being in the world to talk to. But one of the ways that they become very annoying, it's almost like door-to-door salesmen, or like people who go door to door to try to sell you religion on Sundays, so you try not to answer your door and stuff, right? They become like that. They are so interested in sharing the good word, right? Literally. And in trying to get everyone to go to church, and in trying to convert everyone, because they want everyone to feel as clean and whole and pure and holy as they do. And so they're trying to convert everyone. But it didn't sound like he made that effort with this woman or with anybody, right? He just used it as an excuse to stop sleeping with her. Where was his saying, I was filled with the Holy Ghost, I was born again, I have the joy of God in my heart? This is the mother of my child. Let me get her to come with us to church. Let me get her to hear the word of God too. I want her, the child, even if it wasn't for love, just because that's the mother of your child, to be filled with the same thing I am. But he didn't say any of that. He just used it so he didn't have to sleep with her anymore, and now he has an excuse to go sleep with other people. Like, wait, what? Or not, or try not to sleep with other people as he
Right.
goes and finds a wife, right? And it's like,
Until he finds the one that, he likes.
yeah. Yeah, like to me, he doesn't sound like a born again anything. Just sounds like he's using this religion as a weapon. And what are you going to do? Like, it's like one of the best things you can use, because how do you argue someone's religion against them? Like, you can't really, right? Like, it's religion. So,
He's a born again fool. That's what
yep.
he
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you gotta give a guy a chance. Hit him in the DMs.
Oh.
Mm,
Oh,
Yeah, sure. If you're looking for a baby, hit him up in his DMs. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
he said he didn't want any more kids. That's what he
Mm.
said.
Mm.
Uh-huh. But he didn't want the first three either. And it's clear, it's not just that if you want a baby. If you want to be a single mother, hit him up in his DMs, because he ain't trying to marry any of the women he impregnates. So that would be crazy, right?
Oh, he gonna try. Try. Well,
Try.
we'll talk a little bit about this story. You haven't heard this story, and you haven't heard it, or have you? Does this look familiar to you on the
Yes.
screen? Looks familiar?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, it looks familiar, but it's not familiar, and I made sure it's not because
Okay.
I changed it. So we're
Oh.
going to talk about the change, shall we? Uh-oh. Okay, here goes. I'm about to expose him. That I'm about to expose him. That's what I'm gonna do. It don't look like enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? I'm about to expose you. That don't look like enough for all my roommates. That don't look like enough. What is that? Just one? Just one burger, one fry? What about my roommates? Okay, but that's my roommates. I live here with them. They're my roommates. So my roommate's gonna be left out. I don't get no check until next week. So if you're trying to help out, help out. How are you helping me out when you're not getting enough food for my roommates? Those are my roommates, though. Oh no, why I got to go out to your car and eat? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to your car to eat. You're supposed to bring enough for everybody. Yes, you got to bring enough for my roommates. How is that dumb? You sound dumb. Yeah, these are my roommates, but you knew that when you started messing with me. You knew that. If you're going to bring it for me, you're going to bring it for them too. How is that going to look? I get a chance to eat food and they don't get a chance to get any food. You are supposed to bring it for them. You knew what you were getting into that. You knew what you were getting into when you started messing with me. You knew that. You knew I had three roommates, but you still start messing with me and I got these roommates and I live here with them. I'm going to keep exposing you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to expose you. You full of it. You only come here with this bag for just me and not enough for the roommates. It sounds dumb that you don't bring enough for all of us to eat. Just go on your account. You know what you got into. That is my roommates, though. You know that. I live here with them. You're supposed to go on your account. I'm not saying you can take care, but you're going to bring me something to eat. You bring something for them too. You don't never bring nothing for my roommates. You know I'll get my check till next week. You bring something for me, you bring something for them. That's all I'm saying. We share the same household.
All right, you tell them.
All right, so I'm living with some people and they got to eat too. How is it I'm going to go in that house with them roommates because I can't afford to rent on my own? And they're going to feel some kind of way. He used to bring food for all of us when he wanted to clap them cheeks. Now he got comfortable. He don't want to pay for no food no more. So hey, I got something to say about it. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
Don't I have a right to say something?
absolutely, absolutely.
Just
I don't
paying.
see. I don't see why he just couldn't have gotten a pizza. You know, it's kind of torturous to kind of torture, the other hungry individuals. It's like, well, you know, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm sorry. I don't think that the way that this woman is handling stuff and whatever is right either. But I also think that he's being intentionally small and petty, and I find it reprehensible and disgusting because she's not complaining about why didn't you bring me food too. She's talking about children in her house. Now, yes, she's got a lot of kids. She should not have more kids than she can afford to take care of. Fine. She picked horrible men who are horrible fathers. Fine. That's fine. I'm not disagreeing with any of those points, but it's very simple. This man got into a relationship with a woman who had multiple children.
Yeah, like he didn't know that the kids existed. I'm sure
Right.
that wasn't a secret.
Oh no, she did the follow up. This was like stepdaddy to them, right? He took on that responsibility and that role in these children's lives, right? And bonded with them, right? And so now you've got a bunch of kids who don't have a father, right? Who there's this man who bonded with them, and said, "Yeah, I care about you, and yeah, I don't care that I'm not your blood relation. I'm still gonna be there for you." And the type of conversations that happen between step parents and step children, right? And then, oh, now the new baby's going to be born. And that normally makes the older kids feel away, even when they're genetically related to both parents, because they feel like they're going to get replaced, no one's going to love them anymore, blah, blah, blah. Right? So then there's all the time that you spend consoling the kids and saying, no, it's not going to change anything like that, whatever. Right? But now you and the mom break up. Right? And so the way I feel is okay, when it comes to big time investments, saving for a college fund, so on and so forth, big stuff like that, yeah, you're only responsible for your own child, right? But if you know the whole household, right, is suffering right now because the mother doesn't have enough money to give her kids the basics, the one that's biologically yours and the other three you bonded with over life, and you keep showing up very pettily and bringing just enough to feed one kid, and they see you come and bring the food and drop it off for your kid, right? Well, they get to starve and just watch that kid eat. And then you just walk on your merry little way. And first of all, the what you're creating, the hurt and pain and starvation and taunting and pettiness you're creating against a bunch of small children, is terrible. But then also what you're actually, the kind of void you're creating between your kid and all of their siblings is terrible too, right? Because they're going to hate your kid for the way that you're treating them unfairly, basically, right? Whereas, as you said, the cost of a whole pizza that would have fed all of them is exactly the same as the cost of that McDonald's burger and fries. So why didn't you just buy the pizza? If you're only doing this because your kid needs to eat too, fine. But like you're gonna spite all of the other kids because they're not biologically yours after you know them, you bonded with them. I'm sure you've even said you love them and stuff. And now you know that they're hungry and you don't care. They can starve while your kid eats and let you know what I mean? Like that shit is, to me, it's just so disgusting. It's so disgusting how adults are willing to spite kids to spite each other. That's what I saw when I saw this, and I'm like, you're a gross person. I'm sorry, you are a gross person, because when you decide, that's why I don't want to date. That's why I was never going to date people with kids, because that is a responsibility. There is an accountability factor there, and having been the stepdaughter and having felt incredibly abandoned by my stepmother, and I had a mom who was active in my life, but I still felt very abandoned. Like when she took my sister and ran away with her, I just I was like, why didn't she take me too? Like, didn't she love me? Like I wasn't even thinking about the logistics of it, right? I was like 11. It's like, doesn't she love me too? When, why isn't she bringing me Christmas presents, or why isn't she wanting to take me for the weekend? Like I just didn't. It hurts. It's a damage. You know what I mean? And when you and then it must be even worse if you don't have a father of your own and anyone to invest there. You know what I mean? It just pissed me off. This whole thing pissed me off. Like I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done ranting.
I tried to make it light.
Mm-hmm.
I really did try to make it light
I know.
because there's so many different angles you can go. I hear what you're saying, but responsibility is responsibility. I get being what you're saying, being in that particular situation. Then heck,
Mm-hmm.
you can look at it that way. You're like, wait a minute, but the maturity is missing in the whole situation. That's the issue. The
Mm-hmm.
maturity is missing. So, because there's missing maturity, well, you're not going to get a good outcome. You
Yeah,
just
Right.
the
Ladies,
maturity was lacking on both sides. I mean, the fact that he knew what was in that house. He knew the residents. He knew the children that were there, and obviously, if he's bringing food for his kid, he knows that food is there's in need of food at the house.
Mm-hmm.
How are you expecting that to go down? Your kid here, I'm gonna feed him. I do know y'all. Hey, what's up, Cameron? Hey, Erica. But come on over here, Junior. Let me give you this food, and I'm about to bounce. That's terrible. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Maybe it was poor taste. You know what? It was poor taste for her to videotape it to try to make him look bad. The whole
Mm-hmm.
thing was just terrible.
Yep.
She would, but I understand where her anger come from, because what kind of mother is she? Okay, Junior, go in the kitchen. You sit down and eat while your siblings are sitting there starving and salivating over your Happy Meal.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, oh dang, oh Dwayne, we ain't cool no more. I thought we was cool. Oh, but now because you ain't, with my mom no more. Oh, that was terrible. I think that was
Yep.
just it was a poor display. Poor display.
Yep. Yep.
Jack, you want to say something?
there just ain't enough Russell Wilsons to go around.
Okay.
What does Russell Wilson have to do with it?
Yeah, I was gonna say what?
There just ain't enough Russell Wilsons to go around. Oh well.
But what does that mean? Could you elaborate on that point?
Because let's look at it this way.
Mm-hmm.
He's only responsible for one child in that household. That's his biological child, girl or boy, whatever the gender is. Um, as the mothers love to say, these are all my children. All right, then, madam. If those are all your children, then you need to figure out how all your children need to eat. That's your job. That's your responsibility.
Yep.
And nobody
However,
is doubting that. Nobody is doubting
right.
that. And I do not disagree with you at all. But do you understand the principle as to what's being said? Nobody is saying that man had to do it. He did for his child, which is what he should do. But the way that he displayed that, he was very, very immature. He's the adult,
Yep.
those are the children. He was just as immature as one of those kids. Nanny, nanny, boo boo. He was just as immature. Nobody is saying that it was his responsibility, but as the principle, there was a principle in there. This is the whole point that everybody's missing. Nobody's saying that he just because he had to do something. But when you look at the whole story, that he had a previous relationship with these kids. These kids know that this is their siblings and dad, and now him and the mom ain't together. But we don't have no food up over here, but you would really come over here just and feed your kid. Why not? If the situation is that bad, why wouldn't he just take his kid? Why wouldn't he just come pick his kid up? That
Right.
way the kids don't have to sit up there and visualize all that. Why create this pettiness? Why didn't he just come and get his kid? It's the baby.
Right.
Just come and get him. and you come stay with daddy for a few weeks, mommy's getting her stuff together.
Oh man, if it was that easy, it ain't that easy.
It was in this case. He just chose not to because he didn't want real responsibility and he
I didn't see
wanted the
him
pettiness.
asking her if he could come and get the kid. What I would
Wait a minute. Whoa.
come and get the
Wait a
kid.
minute. Say that again.
I didn't see him saying he wanted to come and get the kid. He wanted to drop off food. Why wouldn't he just take the kid and go feed him if that's what if it was all that?
Okay, but we also have to understand, since they're not together, no one knows what happened during the relationship and what caused the breakup.
There we go.
But see, my whole thing is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Here's why it doesn't matter. Because whether we're not talking about the legalities of who he is legally responsible to feed or to help. We're talking about morality. And so the morality is, right, and we do know this much, that these two people were in a relationship. That in that relationship, he took on the role of stepfather to those other kids that he knows do not have decent fathers and don't have relationships with their father. Now, does that make him legally or financially liable for these children for life? Absolutely not. However, right, he breaks up with this woman and now the whole household is hungry. And he shows up, right, in front of those faces of all those kids he bonded with. He said, yeah, we cool. I love you. No, I got you. I got your back. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm not going to forget about you just because my own kid was born, so on and so forth. And brought, you could have brought a 20-piece nuggets and a couple of extra large fries. You could have brought something that even the other kids could have gotten a couple pieces for. No, he made sure to bring a tiny meal that is just enough to feed only his own kid. Shows up, and he did it multiple times. This is not a one-time thing. He did it multiple times. He showed up, right? He showed up every single day with a Happy Meal just for his kid, and all the other kids watched him show up and go, "Here, you get to eat. I don't give a shit about all the rest of y'all. I said I loved and I said I cared about. All the rest of y'all get to starve. Okay, deuces. Be back tomorrow to feed my kid." He could have taken that exact same amount of money and got an extra large pizza for everybody. He could have taken his own kid and said, okay, I'm going to bring him to the library when really that's a cover to feed the kids or whatever. He could have done anything to not spite and antagonize and hurt the children. Yeah. But he smeared this in front of the kids' faces. So, see, this is the problem. All the adults are so busy being petty and hurting each other. They don't care how they are damaging children who don't deserve it.
Right. If you didn't, but here's the could have. She could have stopped at one child. She could have stopped at two children.
Oh well, what does that have to do with the children? What does that have to do with the children? Right.
Well, if she was so.
What does that have to do with the children? Stop bringing her up. Bring up the children.
If she was so concerned about the children.
No, I'm not. I didn't say she was concerned. I'm not talking about her. See, you have to go back to spiting the woman because you know that there isn't actually a moral justification for spiting the children you chose to bond with at the time. You chose to build that relationship with at the time.
Oh, Slick. Those are not, I was going to say, those are not his children except for that one child.
And
so he has
see how you didn't address that?
So he has no moral obligation to none of the other children.
Oh, he does though. Yes, yes. Just like you know what? Just like yes, he does. Just like I have a moral responsibility, right, for my godson. My godson is someone I sign papers, right? If anything happens to his mother, he's mine. If anything happens right now in life and he needs something, I got him because that's my godson. But you know what I would not do is spite all of his siblings because they're not my financial responsibility, right? You got other godparents somewhere else. That's not my problem. No, I would never do that to his sister and his brother because that's disgusting. First of all, right? Because I chose to build a relationship with his siblings while I was building a relationship with him. And I told them that I loved them. And I told them that I got them. And I told them I'm auntie. So even if me and my best friend fell out, even if we fell out tomorrow, and then you know what? The whole house was starving. If I was going to feed one kid, I would feed all the kids. That's what it comes down to.
But here's the deal. There's some people who skydive. I don't skydive. So if they want to skydive, more power to them. since I don't want to skydive, more power to me. So there's certain things there's certain people do, and there's certain things people don't do. If he feels like he's not obligated to feed those other children, he's not legally or morally obligated to feed those other children.
He is morally obligated. He's
No,
Morally,
just
he's
a
I
piece
not.
would
of
say
crap.
yes. Legally,
Well,
no.
if
No,
that's the case,
legally,
then
Not
absolutely
if that's the
legally,
case,
but morally,
but
yes.
no.
but if that's the case, then the family next door to them, they should be obligated to feed the kids.
If they're going to feed
Morally,
one, then yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah. You know
morally,
what? Yeah, if they're going to feed one and they instead say, well, no, I don't like the rest of your kids. I only like this one. So I'm going to feed the white one and not the three that are biracial. Yeah, they're pieces of shit for doing that. Right. So, I mean, yes, absolutely. I apply it to myself. I apply it to women. I apply it to men. It's the same thing. He's being spiteful against a bunch of children because him and the mother didn't work out. But the thing is, before he ever had his own kid with this woman, he had a relationship with that mother and those children. And so now that the children are all starving, he's going to spit in their faces overtly rather than even quietly, clandestinely, okay, let me whatever. At least I'm not rubbing in these kids' faces. No, you have no regard for these children you built a relationship with just because you stopped sleeping with his mom. No, you're a piece of crap then. And I would say that about the mother, and I would say that about the uncles and the aunties and the neighbors and the whatever. It's all the same thing because children are innocent. Children don't deserve to be here, and children don't deserve to be punished for the sins of their mothers and fathers. The end. I don't care what that woman did or how their relationship fell apart or whatever. You're a piece of crap for punishing children. The end.
well, to end this, she should have chose better. There we go.
Yeah, that resolves everything.
Yeah, woman choosing better is going
And
to
also,
give us world peace.
Yep.
and also, there ain't enough Russell Wilsons to pass around.
Actually, don't need to. There doesn't need to be any Russell Wilsons at all because there's lots of great men out there who are not pieces of petty crap who would never spite or hurt or starve children.
And Sierra found one. His name was Russell Wilson.
Well, he was, that was a whole, well, kind of different relationship, whole marriage and all, but I get what you're saying. Plus, you're being funny as well. I get you. I get your humor. Um, I have nothing else to say about it personally because I know a few things and I'm just not going to talk about it. But like I said, I tried to make it light. That's why I came up with the idea of making it about roommates because, hey, just think if I got roommates, the guy is going to try to be impressionable. It's just like going to a club and he's going to buy all the girls a drink, you and your friends, and he's only interested in you. So,
Well, I got a quick topic
all right.
if y'all open to it.
All right. What's that, man?
Do y'all remember a couple of weeks ago this the pineapple show with that chick whatever her name, I don't know her damn name.
Yeah, Mel.
Yeah, the chick with
Melly
the fake
Mumble.
Caribbean accent.
Oh, oh,
I mean, I take that back. That over accentuated uh Caribbean accent.
okay.
Yeah, so the dude that's supposed to have been that what nuclear physicist that got pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm not understanding one the hell is so many people up in arms about the doggone thing. Now, so that's the opening part. Now here's the deal.
You must
The,
have missed the show, but continue.
the guy lives in oh hell, what is that thing? Oh,
He was.
it's a
Well,
town just north of Houston, Texas.
he
Okay.
was in. Yeah.
She lives in Atlanta, Georgia. Just based off of just general demographics, they they really can't start anything between each other because they're in two totally different damn time zones. He's in Texas. She's in Georgia. So I'm not understanding what the heck is people upset about because she pineapple the dude. So that's the first part. Second part, the dude claims he's in the Navy. He's not in the Navy. The dude is on his way to basic training, naval basic training. So even with that, hypothetically, he does go active duty Navy. The dude ain't going to be around. So why in the heck would she not pineapple the dude? And number two, she was right. The dude did not have much of a personality. So that warranted being pineapple straight off the bat. I'm not understanding why folks is missing all of this other part and just looking at the fact that the dude claimed that he was a nuclear physicist, which he isn't. And as a black woman, she should have took that and scooped him up, which she didn't need to because she got her own life.
Well, you didn't get no argument with me with that. I mean, it just kind of makes me just wonder. It's like, uh, nuclear physicists are so rare in the black community that when one rolls through, you better jump on it like, a dog in heat.
Why is
It's
that?
like it's the scarcity mindset. Everything, in the black community everything is scarce. Oh, there's a good one, you better get it. Oh, how are you gonna let it pass by? Because if they were a dime a dozen, nobody would be all up in arms about her having turned down a pineapple a nuclear physicist.
Okay,
You
but
know,
nothing about his personality or character even comes into play. It's just
oh
he has
my
a good paying
God.
job.
When did we start talking about personality and character? They don't
Oh,
talk about that.
I'm not a part of the
Yeah.
manosphere. So I talk
Oh,
about stuff. I talk about
oh
stuff
yeah.
that nobody else wants to talk
The
about.
first time I mentioned character and personality, they looked at me like I have four heads. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought that was a given, but it was like no. You
Well,
know,
Jack, we had talked about it, and
You did? When the heck was I at?
um, that was it 3 Fridays ago, I think. But
yeah, you said we did. You were asking
yeah,
me.
and you can pick up and check out what we were talking about. But um,
Okay, man.
to answer your
You need to shine your bugles and give me a holler. Give me a call.
Yeah, it's just that I had some time available and I thought about you. That's how I emailed you. But what happened is, I agree with you. The guy lived where he lived, and he was off to the Navy the next day or a few days later. So it wasn't like he was going to be around. As far as his personality, we all have personality. It's just how we present it, whether it's dry, nice, or whatever. But it didn't matter because she was the one that had to deal with them. Everyone was screaming and hollering about the fact that he had something to offer, um, and that's what people. And then also the biggest thing is rejection. The space doesn't like rejection. If they see rejection, they take it personally, and that was the big thing that they
Right?
taken it personally.
Another
Uh,
man's rejection, a rejection of another man will take that hella personal.
Yeah, but see,
right.
the thing was, she asked him a very simple question, a very simple, open-ended question, and I actually did an upload on it. But she asked him, "Tell me about yourself." That is your 30 seconds to sell yourself.
That's true.
30, you
The
get
dude, the
Right.
15.
okay,
15
okay,
seconds.
okay, okay,
You
okay,
lucky if you
okay,
get 30
okay,
seconds.
okay. 15 seconds. My man, he dropped the ball. That's your time to say, well, this is what I got going on for myself. Not about your doggone career, not what books you read. That's your job to say, hey, look, this is how I live.
But
When
see,
I'm off, when I'm off of work, when I'm off the clock, this is how I enjoy myself. And I know the things that I enjoy doing, you're going to enjoy it also. So that is the reason why you need to pick me.
he didn't have um, experience. That was the other thing. He didn't have any dating experience, so he didn't
Right.
know. Real quick, what's the name of the video that you were just speaking of? I'll put in the chat room.
The one I did,
Right. Pineapple
uh,
Liar Saga continues.
yeah, there was the that one, and there was a one before that one. It
Uh,
reads, I think it reads the pineapple liar. Yeah, the pineapple liar, and the second one is the pineapple liar. The saga continues. So
okay.
the saga continues is her case. The
Okay.
first one is his case.
Okay. I'll put it.
because she has a very interesting story herself.
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's the rejection. That's why the dearly departed is was so popular because he was doing the rejection for the crowd, and the crowd cheered it on. That's what made it so popular.
That is so crazy. And you know what? It's a part of life. You know, you go through it. Everybody that you like is not gonna like you, and okay, we'll move on. You know, it's like keep it moving. It's like, come on.
Yeah, but the whole thing, it didn't make any sense. Because once I ran across the video, and then I heard all the chatter. I said, well, let me look into this a little bit. And I looked into it. I'm like, yeah, the dude deserved to get pineapple from the jump. Like, what's wrong with y'all damn people?
Yeah, you just have to know the mindset of the people, and then that gives you your answer. I mean, you think differently like we do. We like, well, that doesn't add up,
Hmm.
but you got to also look at the people that's enjoying the content, what their life, I guess,
Yeah,
is.
they heard nuclear physicists, money, don't pass them up. All the other stuff that comes along with it just went way over people's heads. Like they're not even in the same geographical location.
Yeah, but you have to realize that those a lot of those guys realize, hey, I'm that guy on the other end. I have this, I have that, and they're not choosing me. Or they had not choose me. They passed them up because I think what's the average age is like 25 to 35 or 25 to 40. So those are the people that are watching that.
The
You know
only thing
what
is,
though?
if you're gonna
Sorry,
be
go ahead.
flying, if you one of the requirements now is going to be if you flying folks in, besides making sure they are who they say they are and they're
Mm.
over age, make sure the person knows how to do damn CPR. Make sure they got a damn CPR card, preferably one from the American Red Cross, no, the American Heart Association, American Red Cross number 2. Make sure they got that card with them.
Oh, I don't know about the CPR thing, but talking about the neurophysical scientist thing. Um, here's my thing with that, right? And this is why I think Manosphere 2.0 and pure red pill ideology and whatever was helpful, whereas in where the Manosphere has gone today is not. Because back then, right, I remember it was very clearly in the teachings, right, that society lied to you. They told you that that magical piece of paper you get from your 4-year college diploma, right, and that magical bank account you can get after getting that degree, once you get those two things, you just, show that to the women, they'll come flocking, and it's total bunk, right? That the reason why college might help people is because it is a time for you to get out of the fishbowl of 12 people that you've grown up with your whole life and meet other kinds of people, but also for you to learn how to socialize and to, spread your social wings. So hopefully by the end of that 4 years, you'll have a college degree, sure, but you'll also have the relevant social knowledge now for you to not be socially awkward, right? And for you to know what you want and for you to know how to fulfill other people's wants and desires and blah, blah, blah. And so the problem was with the Manosphere 2.0 versus, say, the incel sector back then was that the incel sector didn't want to accept that that is a reality that's normal. They were mad and they want to hang on to their anger and say, no, no, they told me that once I get that piece of paper that says I'm a nuclear physioscientist or whatever, and then once I have that bank account that says 150 or 500K or whatever, that the women are going to come flocking. And if they don't, it's because there's something wrong with the women, right? And the men were saying, well, no, no, there's nothing wrong with the women. There's something wrong with your ability or inability to socialize. And so I don't know why it is that now, everyone converted to this other side because a lot of the men used to know this and used to preach it from their pulpits on YouTube. And now they're turning around and acting confused. Like they don't know the answer. And I always find that so confusing. Like you are someone I used to follow and listen to. preach this answer. So why are you confused now? Oh, see, it's just modern women these days. Wait,
Oh
what?
God.
You no, it has nothing to do with that. This was always the case with humans, right? Like, how are you a high value man when you have zero ability to socialize? Because the group, other men, will not find you valuable or important. How will they? Because you're awkward. You give people the creeps. So you can't have power that way, right? You could have money, but you can't have power or influence. So sorry. Like, I'm confused by that. It's so weird.
And I know what you're talking about. You didn't say the name, but I'm gonna play it anyway because
Mm,
you're
mm.
talking about it. You said high value. That's enough here. So here goes.
Proof.
Oh my.
Kevin said, and 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 Kevin.
Shut up.
Yep.
All I can say is that young man boots are damn near bigger than he is.
Sure, them parents buy bigger. Sure,
Kids grow
boys
too fast.
be growing.
Mm-hmm.
Those ain't no damn Timberlands. Those are timber boats. That boy should be in the Navy.
Mm-mm. But yeah, you have to catch the. I don't know what I titled it. Maybe I can find it real quick and I'll tell you. But I don't remember. I don't remember my title. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, that's what that's all about, the rejection. They can't handle the rejection. So.
Yeah, once I got a pretty decent footing for that topic, I said let me just go ahead and do something. It was supposed to be longer. It was supposed
Mm.
to have covered a whole lot more stuff, but I kept it short.
Oh, okay. I'm
And then
definitely
the
going to check it out. And I
and
put it in
then
the
the
chat room for people.
and then the young lady, there was a I mentioned the name of the content creator. They interviewed her like a couple of days later, and then that's when I heard another part about her. I said, "Oh, I can't let this one pass." So then I did the second one on her.
Okay. Mm, man, how long ago was it? It don't sound like it was that long ago.
And
April.
3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks ago, you may have touched it.
Let's see. I don't know the name of it. Pretty Woman Choices. I don't know. That's a shame. I'm about to click on it, but once I find it, I'll uh, email it to you. I don't know because I don't like. Sometimes I don't like using the thumbnails that everyone else use. I make it mystery. So if you're interested, you're gonna join in. If you're not, you're just not.
Man, after your 20th or 25th upload, you forget what is what.
Right. You're right. And speaking of that, since you had not been around, I did mention last week that I was going to um, be leaving YouTube as you know it. But I'll be back. It just as you know it, I will be. This will be my last year, and more than likely I'll finish the year out. If not, if I do, it's going to be Friday only because I'm thinking we can incorporate some of the articles and stuff that we talk about on Saturdays. We can do that on Fridays as well, and I think that will work for Ruby um, temporarily anyway. So we're just going to continue to do that, and you'll just start seeing some different type of content because I'm going in a different direction. That's the other thing. Because as that GoFundMe sits there at that $1,825 for 2 months now.
Wow.
Um, that's what I'm getting from the space. They're not interested in problem solving or anything like that. If it's not about clapping the cheeks, hey, that's all it's about, the clapping the cheeks. I respect that because testosterone is a hell of a drug.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to fight that. It's just I'm just going somewhere else.
If
That's
you
how
ain't if you ain't clapping cheeks and beefing, you ain't living.
okay, that's right. Definitely ain't living on YouTube. I put it that way. That platform, yeah, they can pretty much continue on with the madness. Continue. But I am going to see if I can find that list of people that's certified manosphere so I can tag them in to try to get that GoFundMe growing. Otherwise, that's going to be a 2-year project, or he just going to have to get the money himself. I wish the best for him. Ain't like I'm not trying to push it, but you know, I don't think it. Like I said, ain't clapping cheeks. Well, I ain't interested.
Yeah, I don't think that you're gonna have to find a different way of doing that one. Don't worry, I got we can call her an associate. I've known her now almost 30 years. She keeps talking about she wants to do a YouTube channel. We've been at this now for 3 years. She ain't even started with the U, let alone the damn whole YouTube.
Mm.
Right. Okay. All right.
I told her one time, this is like a month ago. I said, "Yo," I said, "I doubt you got the balls to do this." I said, "You need to do me a favor. You need to send me a 1 minute video. I don't care what the heck you talk about. Just send me a 1 minute video." I still ain't get a 1 minute video from her yet.
Mm.
She can just turn on the doggone phone and sit there for 1 minute. That constitutes a 1 minute video.
Hmm.
Just keep asking. It might happen for
I'm done.
you. Yeah. But I want you guys to enjoy your weekend and be safe on the holiday. Because those that don't have money, shoot, they trying to take yours. That's what I got to say. That's what I'm saying. So be safe. Try to enjoy your holiday with your family and friends or rest, whatever you do. We'll be back next Friday. And starting next Friday, I know for the next several weeks, we're going to do the Friday night random ramblings. That's where we bring the different topics and everything on. And we'll be hitting, more than just one thing. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Looking at the numbers, and it was just me doing it the last few times. People did like it. So um, look forward to seeing that. Same that time, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same that day, Friday night, TGIF. And again, you guys, please be safe, and I hope to see you soon. And until then, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Everybody have a good 4 days.
Peace
Thank
out,
you.
family.